Good Time Crew.
Good Time Crew.
The
Guess
Good
what?
Time Army. The Good Time Soldiers.
That was a whole lot of spit.
Oh, what do you mean?
A lot of spit.
Roll the intro. Yeah, I was spitting the stuff because I had a lot to say to the crew, to the family.
Look, I got a lot to say too, and I'm gonna start off by saying this. We're still laughing at the farting preacher video that we did. So if you haven't seen that, go watch our most recent farting preacher video.
It's funny, you'll love it. Trust me.
Yes. So,
but
I don't know. It was on my mind today.
but being that we were talking about TV past and stuff like that, now we got to get into the real and the fake.
Yes.
And the truth.
More TV things.
The truth about MTV's Pimp My Ride. You got to pimp my ride. Damn right. You got to. I'm sorry.
I was really struggling because I'm like, what is the theme song? I was really trying to think about it. I haven't heard that theme song in years, okay?
Pimp My Ride, everybody. The truth.
The truth.
From 2004 to 2007, MTV's Pimp My Ride showcased jalopy after jalopy transformed into the crazy rides of each contestant's dreams. Hosted by rapper Exhibit, the show would take broken down, beat-up vehicles and give them a complete makeover. Wild paint jobs and flashy rims were simply the start, as each ride would also feature crazy gimmicks inspired by the contestants' personalities. But the truth is, the show contained a lot of behind-the-scenes realities that make you wonder why anyone bothered to trust the show with their cars at all. Here's the surprising truth behind MTV's Pimp My Ride. In 2013, a man named Justin Derringer hosted a Reddit AMA devoted to his 2005 appearance on Pimp My Ride. There, he revealed that it actually took over 5 months for the show's mechanics to pimp his car. The show, meanwhile, made it seem like Justin's car was in the shop for only a few days.
Was this like a week?
After all those months, it turned out that all the pimping was all, as Justin put it, Mickey Moused cosmetics. The shop didn't touch any mechanical issues whatsoever, focusing entirely on making the car look good. In addition, Justin dropped the bombshell that, during the 5 to 7 months a car was getting pimped, contestants were on their own. They had to provide and pay for their own alternative transportation, and since most people don't own 2 cars, that often meant rentals. Problem was, since many contestants were under the age of 25, renting a car was oftentimes difficult. It's too bad MTV didn't think to pimp their bus fare too. Far more truth about the show came out in 2015, during a Huffington Post interview with Justin and several other contestants. For one thing, almost the entire show was staged right from the get-go. Even the audition tapes were exaggerated or outright faked.
It looks staged.
One contestant, a 25-year-old woman named Brooke, was instructed by producers to say she was 22. Apparently, 25 is ancient in MTV years. They also wanted her to say she was a movie buff even though she wasn't, since they had a cinema-themed car in mind and wanted an excuse to make it. Brooke also said the scene where Exhibit surprised her at her home was faked. For one thing, she had already been cast on the show and knew full well he was coming. For another, it wasn't her house. Other contestants said they had the same experience. MTV would rent out houses that fit their TV vision, place the contestants inside, and tell them to enter the door when Exhibit came and act like it was the biggest shock of their lives. The show also attempted to create storylines for the contestants. A contestant named Seth told HuffPo that MTV made his episode all about his size. Because he was a bigger guy, the show threw candy all over his car and pushed him to say he did that because he wants to be able to enjoy a sugary snack at all times. Naturally, his pimped ride came complete with a cotton candy machine, and the show filmed him chowing down, in case you forgot for a second that he's not a size 2. Another contestant named Jake told producers that his grandma sometimes smoked in his car, so they threw cigarette butts all over the floor and seats to make it seem like she chain smoked there all the time. In addition, the show wanted a storyline where Jake was lonely because his car was so terrible. Problem was, he had a girlfriend in real life. MTV told him to either not mention her or dump her outright. Hopefully, he chose the former. The great Jake fabrication continued as MTV decided his car simply wasn't crappy enough for TV, so they used aircraft paint remover to make it look like his bumper was falling off. We're surprised they didn't drop a piano on the car to crush the roof a tad too. Even his reaction to his pimped out car was faked. MTV wanted their contestants to go wild with excitement, and apparently Jake didn't do that. So as he told HuffPo, a guy named Big Dane, who was in fact very big, gave him a 10-minute talking to that involved the encouraging statement, "We put a lot of work into this. We expect you to be a little more fucking enthusiastic." That sounds less like a helpful directorial note and more like a threatening mafia shakedown. But the accessories themselves weren't faked, right? Well, kind of. All those cool toys were real, but most weren't designed to last. A lot of them either stopped working or were simply removed soon after cameras stopped rolling. Seth, for example, mentioned that the TV screens installed in his car, and in virtually every other car on the show, busted after just a few viewings. Also, the shiny LED lights they installed in his seats got real hot real fast. They were so hot, in fact, he could never really use them. He also got DeLorean-style raising doors installed on his car, but the rear doors had to be removed before he actually drove the thing. The door's raising rod simply didn't allow room for seatbelts. And remember that cotton candy machine? Well, the show neglected to install a dome on the machine, meaning the cotton strands would fly everywhere whenever he tried to use it. Justin, meanwhile, had both a pop-up champagne server and drive-in theatre, which was a movie screen attached to the inside of his hood, installed as part of his pimping process. Neither were meant to be permanent, and both were removed after filming. The show's producer, Larry Hochberg, cited safety reasons for why many of the car's gimmicks were removed after filming. This was essentially confirmation that they pimped cars for the camera and not the driver, straight from the horse's mouth. The camera's first attitude also explains why they almost never touched a car's mechanical issues. Seth told HuffPo he had to buy a new engine just a month after his ride got pimped. He also said the extra pimp features weighed his car down because the show's mechanics didn't adjust the suspension to accommodate all the additional weight. It made Seth feel like he was in a boat and his car would bottom out every time he hit a bump. Jake, meanwhile, needed a new muffler, but the mechanics did nothing. Instead, they installed a fake exhaust pipe simply to make the car sound and look cooler. Since the car itself didn't run any better, Jake wound up selling it a month after exhibit and his team did their thing. That all said, while the show was fabricated at best, fake at worst, it apparently wasn't all that bad to be on it. Many contestants have fond memories of their time with the Pimp My Ride team, and many who had to sell or junk their rides still miss their flashy wheels. One contestant even claimed the show helped him come out of his shell. "I was really shy," he said, "but being on the show gave me some confidence, and it made me the person I am today. I'm the most outgoing person you've ever met." Fake premise or not, helping someone become a better person is a positive mark on Pimp My Ride's reputation.
CRX. You got to pimp my ride. Dead right. I'm sorry.
Ooh, that sounded good.
Man, you know what? Can you imagine if we could drive one of those cars and they look so cool and they just be like, hop up in there, girl. Hop in there.
It's gonna be looking like Johnson Family Vacation.
Yeah.
When he got the car, he had the hydraulics. And he pulled up, but the car was all messed up.
So you gotta put that scene in there now, because for people that don't know anything about that movie.
Yeah, y'all gonna have to see that. But no, that was terrible.
But
His car was way down in the back.
I can believe that he had like TVs and all that other stupid stuff in there. I mean, it looks cool, but you know what? I think that I'm not completely upset with this video and what they say happened, because I mean, for TV, it has to be over the top. You know, just like for YouTube, we gotta be over the top. We gotta be crazy. We gotta be alive. No, I'm kidding. But for real though, we came on here and we were like,
it's like, what is this, the Zen channel?
Pimp my ride, guys. See you next time. See?
Out of here.
No one will watch.
No.
No, you guys won't want to hang out with us because you're like, those guys
We wouldn't want to hang out with us.
So for TV, you have to stretch it a little bit. I think it's kind of messed up that if they put all that stuff on the people's car, like imagine they mounted all these TVs in there.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey man, yeah, we got the thing. Okay, cameras up. All right, take TVs out. Take TVs out. Take the freaking candy machine, cotton candy machine.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy?
They played that, man.
Yeah, they did. I just think that I don't like the fact that, like, the problem with TV, I think, with that kind of TV, is that it just capitalizes on the negative parts of people's lives. You know what I mean? Because he was talking about the candy or whatever, and talking about him being big.
Yeah, well, him being big, they put candy all over the
and forcing him to eat candy to make it seem like he's just some, like, junkie, like, you know?
And then the freaking dude, the grandmother smoking,
with the cigarette.
They put the cigarette butts on the car.
That to me is like, okay, like, I get it for TV, but that's just wrong. And then their cars were really messed up, and they didn't have a car to drive.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I remember watching that episode with the cigarette butts. I remember watching episodes like that. I'm like, dang, the car's freaking dirty. Like,
right, that's what we think.
And it seems more real because the truth is, there's people in real life whose cars like that.
Yeah,
because I seen somebody in the old parking lot of this job that I used to work, and their car was so disgusting. It had like burger wrappers and bags and,
don't you hate
bottles
that?
on them. And I parked next to them, and I'm like, ugh.
Or like all the stuff in the dashboard.
Yeah, you guys, you sitting there, they probably smell like a restaurant, like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Anyway, good time, crew. Thanks for hanging out with us. But you know we can't let you leave without the fame question of the day. And we got a new style of question of the day. It's gonna be this or that. All right?
This or that.
So, MTV or VH1? Because
your pick.
Pimp My Ride was on MTV, so I think it's only right to ask this question during this video
yes.
in particular.
Yes.
MTV or VH1?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Well, it's not really a question for you. I don't care your answer. I care their answer. I'm just kidding.
But really though, I mean, for you guys. Well, for some people maybe it's not tough, but I feel like...
when I was younger, MTV, but I think now, we watch... I guess I watch VH1 now.
But see, when we were younger, MTV was like where you found all the music, and VH1 was where you found all the crazy shows.
Reality shows, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like you needed them both.
VH1 still has reality shows on it, and so does MTV, but...
Yeah, but I mean, I ain't watching.
I don't know. Pick your poison. It's kind of like green apples to red apples. They're really kind of the same program.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
MTV for back in the day. That's what I'll pick. Thanks.
Same.
Cool. Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and you're joining the crew. And we can't wait to see you next time, guys.
Good time, crew. That's you.
See ya.